What are we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. But let's use this.
So what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, killing an idea. Not literally, but that's exactly what Bill Maher just did to Stephen Colbert. He didn't just poke fun. He took a blowtorch to Colbert's career, his comedy, and his cushy title as the so-called king of woke late night. And sure, Maher's gone after media elites before, but this one hit harder. This was years of tension exploding into a roast so brutal, it left Colbert looking like last week's punchline.
Now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park.
And I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they do.
If you like your takedowns served with scorched earth, buckle up. Word is, Stephen Colbert just got canned from CBS. Not retired. Not rebranded. Fired. Why? Because his show was bleeding over $40 million a year. And yeah, you heard that right. Now people are asking, how does the #1 late night host lose that kind of money? Bill Maher says it's bigger than the cash. He says Colbert's real downfall was ideology, turning comedy into propaganda and choosing lectures over laughs.
All the comics that were supposed to put everybody to bed or whatever it is, they all went bananas left. I mean, Colbert, these guys are terrible. Like, Kimmel to me is just maybe friends with him. I know a lot of people that were.
I love Jimmy.
Yeah, like he's
Colbert and I are
to
not
me.
friends.
Yeah, like those guys to me, they're just the worst sort of partisan nonsense. You want everybody.
But the good part of that is we don't hide it. Like, he doesn't like me and I don't like him. And we don't deny it and we don't like it.
No, but he's nothing.
Colbert?
Yeah, he's nothing.
He's also very successful.
No, but he's just giving the machine what it wants all the time.
Giving the
You
machine-
for my differences with you,
That
I totally respect you.
Is well said.
Yeah.
Giving the machine what it wants. I
Yeah.
wish I had thought of that phraseology. That's exactly.
And honestly, Bill Maher has a point. Remember when late night was actually funny? Like back in the David Letterman era? You could relax, laugh, and not get smacked in the face with politics. Those days are gone. Now it's about loyalty to one tribe, one narrative, one script. Maher called it out, saying flat out he and Colbert were never friends, never will be. And in his words, Colbert is nothing. Not because he's unknown, but because he just feeds the machine.
He did his show twice. I mean, it just, you could tell it's on screen and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not like we fought each other and like came to blows.
But it's
just
thing.
like, yeah, he's very opposite of me. He's like a married Catholic, and I'm like me, And so, but that's okay. We're not alike.
You bring your lawyer to confession.
Right.
I
don't have
got it.
Republican gays.
Here's why people still respect Bill Maher. He's blunt about it. No fake neutrality. No phony smiles. Just, you don't like me. I don't like you. And then he ripped apart Stephen Colbert's entire style. That smug, know-it-all delivery he's famous for. Maher called it what it is. A performance. Theater. Manufactured applause. Not comedy.
And now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
okay, but they do.
Because let's be real. Everything about Colbert's show is scripted for approval. No risk. No surprise. Just an echo chamber clapping for itself. When was the last time Colbert brought on a real opponent? A real debate? A joke that cut both ways? Exactly. Meanwhile, Bill Maher gets booed on his own show and doesn't care. That's comedy. That's honesty. And Maher even recalled being on Colbert's show, where the audience laughed at his jokes but Colbert just sat stone-faced, leaving him hanging. For a comedian, that's like stabbing the punchline.
What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill
but,
ideas.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm
and
not
that's
on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. But let's use this. And not...
Maher went deeper, saying Colbert wasn't hired to be funny. He was hired to obey. CBS wasn't paying for comedy. They were paying for compliance. And when the costs stacked too high, they pulled the plug. Not just on a show, but on the illusion.
Given $100 million, you lose $40 million a year, but why were you given the job? It's why I always say the thing about, I'm not that interested in what the ladies of The View say anymore. I'm not that interested in what the crazy people on MSNBC say anymore. I'm interested in the corporate layer of it. I'm interested in the people that are running the show saying, okay, we'll give you this to do this. Like, whether Colbert knows it or not, he was just giving the machine what it wants. Oh, there's a guy who will literally dance to convince people to get a vaccine that doesn't work. We'll give him plenty of money to do it, right? And there's a guy, Brian Stelter, who will say whatever we want, and then people will wake up and his ratings will be horrible, so we'll fire him, and then he'll disappear and we'll bring him back because not everyone will give the machine what it wants. And there's the inherent problem. That's why going independent really is the only thing that you can do if you're going to be a truly honest player in the space.
Cue Jon Stewart charging in on his white horse, claiming CBS only fired Colbert to please Donald Trump during an $8 billion merger. Some even thought Stewart would quit The Daily Show in protest. Instead, we got a cringe musical skit. Satire that looked more like paycheck protection.
The fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated network late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial? Or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger?
Even Megyn Kelly chimed in, roasting Stewart for faking outrage. If Colbert's firing was such a tragedy, why didn't Stewart walk? Because when it's paycheck versus principle, paycheck wins every time.
There was speculation yesterday in the podcast universe. Bill Simmons had on Matthew Bellany of Puck News, formerly Hollywood Reporter, and they openly wondered whether when Jon Stewart went on the air Monday night, he would quit because he was so outraged over the deep wrong that had been done to his good friend Stephen Colbert. Clearly fired over politics. And so there was some anticipation. They both said they were going to watch Stewart live that night to see whether he would quit and make a point that this was deeply immoral, so much so that he would sacrifice the millions and the fame, air quotes, that he's getting from his reappearance on Mondays on The Daily Show. And instead, this is what we...
And let's be real. The only people crying about Colbert's exit were folks on the left. Tim Walz called him the best in the business. The right, total silence. And that silence says everything. Colbert stopped being a comedian and turned into an activist.
Lefties are losing it over news of the show's cancellation. Failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, Tampon Timmy, has posted to social media declaring that Stephen Colbert is the best in the business. He always told the truth to power and pulled no punches. We need more of that, not less. Well, having Tim Walz endorse you says it all.
Here's the bottom line. You can't make people laugh if your only goal is to make one side feel holy. Comedy is about surprise, not sermons. Once Stephen Colbert ditched the jokes for lectures, he stopped being funny. Simple as that.
Actress Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's bad. He's a great, great guy. Yes, they're trying to silence people, but that won't work. Won't work. We will just get louder.
Bill Maher nailed it. Colbert traded laughs for lectures. And when you do that, you lose balance, you lose edge, you lose the crowd. Maher may be arrogant, biased, even smug, but at least he's honest. He'll take heat from both sides. That's what keeps him dangerous. That's what keeps him real. Colbert. He chose applause over authenticity. And Maher burned him alive for it. His silence since. That says it all. Oh, now it's your turn. Was Bill Maher right to torch Stephen Colbert? Or was this just professional jealousy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're done with fake outrage, phony comedy, and networks bowing to the machine, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. 'Cause here, we laugh at everyone. And that's how comedy should be.